All right, y'all. Good morning. Happy Sunday. You know what it is. I'm going to keep it clean for the first 30 seconds, y'all. Then I'm going to get into the real gritty. But this is Boruto, episode 174. And you already know how I give it up, y'all. I go based on my list of not really review points, but just thought points that popped into my head as the episode was rolling out. So, for example, number one would be like, something that happened within the first, few minutes of the episode onwards, So it's in sequential order, not any type of significant order, right? All right, so we back. 35 seconds in this bitch. All right, we back, baby. Now I can go unfiltered. I don't give a fuck. So let me just start by saying this episode was dope. I fucked with this episode, and y'all already know, if y'all know your boy, you already know what my favorite part of this motherfucking episode. First of all, let me just get into the list. Let me get into the list, dog. Cause let me get some of this coffee. Oh, I spilled something. I don't give a fuck. All right. Point number one, we have the God tree reverse engineering. So one thing I realized about this whole God tree situation, and I like where it's going, because at first I was like, okay, they got this new pre-made laboratory shit, okay, we'll see what it do, but it makes perfect sense, because if you remember in Naruto Shippuden, or Naruto even, when they all mentioned the whole Sage of Six Paths and all that, once upon a time, remember, early on in the Naruto universe, that was all rumors, like no one even knew if these motherfuckers existed or not, none of that shit. It was all like pretty much religion type thing, like, yeah, there are gods, they gave us our power, blah 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 blah. Everyone thought, like, even Kakashi, unless they were kind of trying to lie to Naruto, because remember, Naruto was the last person to know about himself, but at the same time, motherfuckers, it was all mythical shit. It was so long ago, no one really knew what was true or what wasn't. Now at the end of that fourth great Shinobi War, when Kaguya came back, blasted on niggas and shit, motherfuckers got resurrected, Madara was alive and shit, niggas didn't even know how the fuck, niggas were just bamboozled. But it makes sense that they reverse engineered the shit, because they now know, basically, the secrets of the universe, I guess you would say. And now they're implying science to it and shit. So now they're just trying to, unlock more power with this whole shit. Which I'm starting to appreciate the whole revival of the God tree thing. As for point number two, so early on in the episode, shit was going down. The feudal lord, now I don't know if he's dead, but one thing that popped into my head is, like, because he got KO'd pretty much instantly, like almost at the beginning of this fucking episode. The nigga goes down and out, his chakras absorbed, his eyes was all cockeyed and shit, nigga was all fucked up, mouth open. If he is dead, he died with his mouth open, bruh. And this was a whole thing that I figured would be straight up. And then even Konohamaru later on mentioned this, but if he's out, they have like the total green light to like cover this shit up. Not the Leaf Village, but whatever the fuck village they're in. I don't even know. It's some little ass, low key ass village Victor's from. But what I'm saying is, they need the motherfucker to stay alive. And Konohamaru even fucking pointed that out himself. One thing that I will point bad about my nigga Konohamaru, he's not even my nigga. Take that back. He's not my nigga. Konohamaru, bruh. He was too fucking clueless this whole fucking episode. It's like, oh my God, what is this thing? What is this tree? It's like, bruh, I know you were a kid during the fourth great Shinobi War, but over time you had to have known some shit. You had to have learned some shit about your history, my nigga. On to point three. So Mujino takes a fucking knife for my nigga. Well, I keep saying my nigga Konohamaru, but he's not my nigga. Mujino takes a fucking knife to the shoulder for this dude. And as a sensei, bruh, you cannot be this fucking clueless, dog. I'm sorry. This is negative points for Konohamaru once again. Because there's a point where he literally says, what do we do? What do we do? Like, everything's going crazy. There's a God tree flying in the air, sucking up people's paws. And Konohamaru's just sitting there like, oh my God, what's going on? What do we do? He's just out. Then he fucking blasts a Rasengan. And, that buys him some time, right? But it's like, you never heard Kakashi just once question himself. Even Edo Tensei, what's his fucking name? Itachi. Remember there was a little moment when Itachi, Killer Bee, and Naruto had to fucking game plan some shit because motherfuckers was going down. This was like during the war arc. And you never seen Itachi fucking stumble. You never seen him like fucking fall under pressure. He was always calm, cool, collected. Same things with Kakashi. if Konohamaru is supposed to be the Kakashi of this generation, you're doing a very bad job at it, Sensei. You got to get your shit together, bruh. And Boruto and Sarada can't come in the clutch to come save you, bruh. Like, you're our teacher, dog. Stop being a pussy, dog. You're gonna make me want to fucking drop out of school and go rogue. Maybe Boruto does go rogue. Who knows? Who knows, dog? What I'm gonna say is on to point 4. Victor is fucking crazy. And this is a different side we're starting to see of Victor. And this is at the point where, based off the preview, we know that the God Tree is gonna blast into this main hall of all the fucking workers and shit, and they're gonna suck all the chakra up. Pause. But Victor is, for the first time, we see him as crazy rather than his calculated self. You know, usually he leaves the craziness to Deepa. This motherfucker says, I can't wait to watch this shit go down. And with us knowing the previous, because if you watch the preview, you know, like, there's gonna be like this earthquake type thing that goes down. These motherfuckers are all huddled up in one room, and they just basically get sucked up. Pause. Well, that's not gay, but, you know, they get sucked up. And this is one thing. This could be, maybe we're seeing the result of this, like, his excitement. Maybe that's his version of excitement, because this, like I said, this may be his life's work. This is possibly his life's work, and we're seeing, like, this different side. It's bringing this different side out of him, this more manic side of him. You know, he's not so Deepa, shut the fuck up, calm down, you know, just take it easy. He's literally laughing like an evil genius and is eager to see this tree absorb life out of, well, the people who put their lives on the line to even do the research in the first place. Now, on to point 5. I'm very happy that we had a lab survivor. So after Mia, that's the one lady's name. They had brought back her wedding ring and shit. But after we see Mia, a lab survivor is running out. So even if the feudal lord does die, they still have that dude who made it out of that building. And I'm thankful. So they have, at the very most, 2 witnesses from within that whole region, as well as Mia, if she does survive. Who knows? She might fucking take her own life or some random shit. I can see her being the type of bitch to, like, pull up and try to fight Deepa. I mean, not Deepa, but Victor. And then Victor just kind of hits that fucking wind style, his favorite jutsu of all time. He hits that wind style and blows her ass out the fucking water. I can see her dying. I can see her dying. Just trying to be all in love and shit. And as for point 6, Deepa in the cut. Now, I've mentioned this before. Deepa has become one of those characters that every time he's on screen, you're just like, oh shit, what's about to go down? Because he's just like, he's in like this basement or some shit, and this, you know, everything's going on. He's feeling the fucking earthquake. Well, not an earthquake, but like the ramblings due to the divine tree. And he's like, all right, that old man started without me, huh? Oh well. Every time I see this motherfucker on screen, and then someone also in one of my comment sections, I don't know if it was mine or someone else's, but I remember one time seeing that he was like, hey, I think Deepa eats people. Bruh, you're right. I don't know how you even got that together. Because that went over my head, bruh. I want to say it was one of my old videos. Someone was like saying, yeah, I think Deepa eats people or some shit. That's why he was unsatisfied with the taste or something like that, or like of a steak or whatever the fuck. You know, I never thought, I thought he was just killing motherfuckers just to kill them. I didn't know he liked to eat people. That's crazy. And point 7, this one just says Konohamaru is trash. And at this point, it's like, dog, bruh. Because there's that point where the divine tree starts to, you know, break the floor. And Konohamaru jumps, right? And this is why they get separated. This is how Team 7 gets divided. Sarada and Boruto fall. Konohamaru gives his team 0 command. He just jumps on impulse. He's so rattled. He's so out of his own. He's just so out of his own head that he can't even command his team. Like, you're like, come on. Kakashi would have been like, hey, jump, everybody. Everybody jump quickly. Like, he would have sensed that shit and got up out of there. Konohamaru as a sensei is failing, bruh. Fire Konohamaru. He doesn't have to die yet, but he can't be the sensei no more. He can no longer be Boruto sensei. You are shitting on his progress as a shinobi, bruh. My nigga needs Sasuke. We need some more Sasuke time, bruh. Let Sasuke adopt Naruto from this whole situation. If Neji was alive, he would be Kakashi in this series. If Neji stood alive, bruh, he would be Kakashi, unless he had his own kids. But he would be Kakashi in this series. Point 8, Bad Bitch versus Mujino. Now, Who would have thought that this bad bitch is more than just the brains or an assistant? I didn't know she was going to try to challenge anybody to a fight. She throws kunai at my nigga's feet, my nigga Mujino. And what really turned me on is when she licked the knife. And it kind of reminded me of that one jutsu, Shikamaru fought, the guy who like licks his thing and it paralyzes you or possesses you or some shit. I didn't know what kind of jutsu. She was just being nasty. I don't even know if she has jutsu, period, but that bitch was a freak. She licked the knife. And my favorite point of this whole episode, Orochimaru comes out. Like, at first I was like, yo, who's this? Is this another, you know, Karo member? I'm just going to say Karo member. I thought it was another Karo member. He does this whole, I don't know if y'all ever watched the Michael Jackson video, Remember the Time, where Michael Jackson does a spin and then turns into gold dust. He turned that bitch into fucking ash. He just does this random ass jutsu and she just disintegrates. I've never seen that shit in my life. And then he takes off his hood. It's Orochimaru. I got hype as a motherfucker. That was the highlight of the whole episode for me. Let me pick up my notes, my niggas. I'm sorry. The only thing is, who was that midget? Who was the midget with Orochimaru? Now I'm just thinking to myself, yo, because I don't believe Orochimaru is evil. I do not believe he's evil. My only theory is maybe it's one of those Uchiha clan little midget babies. I keep saying midget. Oh well. Maybe it's one of the like the little clone Uchiha orphans. But I just don't know. I don't know who the fuck the midget could be. And that's about it. I didn't even, like, this episode was so good, I didn't even watch the preview just because I wanted to build up that, you know, that little intensity for the next following episode. Because I didn't want no spoilers. I didn't want no spoilers, period. I don't care if it's a preview of the next episode. I didn't want that. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. Happy Sunday once again. Tomorrow, this is for my boy Shuex. Tomorrow I will, like every Monday, Mondays are going to be my more personal videos. I'm going to still drop them on this channel, so look out for that shit. I probably should have plugged that in the beginning of the video, but oh well. Oh well, bruh. And then we got Boruto manga coming up soon. What's today? Today might be the 15th. Let me just double check for y'all. Melty Cannon on the beat. It's the 15th. So in 5 days, we have a motherfucking new chapter, bruh. And that's what we like to see with the Boruto content. The Boruto universe going up. Fuck all these new niggas, bruh. Boruto content, Boruto universe. Shout out to all my creators. Shout out to my Boruto content creators. Peace, y'all.